Chapter 4. Taking Charge. Are you ready to manage your anger? Understanding your anger episodes. If you're like many people, you often struggle to control your anger because it seems to come out of nowhere. But anger isn't just an unpredictable outburst. It usually develops from a series of events, leading to a pattern of angry reactions. To gain better control, it's crucial to examine your own behavior through what's known as a rage episode review. Most people tend to believe that their anger stems from the bad behavior of others. This mindset is often referred to as the big mistake. In reality, anger can be triggered by various factors, including how you perceive outside events, your personal history, and how you navigate obstacles in life. You may have developed specific habits for dealing with frustration, which can manifest as physical sensations like muscle tension or intrusive thoughts. Reactions such as screaming or throwing objects are common examples. This chapter aims to help you recognize your anger patterns. By understanding the components of your rage episodes, you can analyze their outcomes and discern when anger serves you and when it harms you. Reviewing an angry episode. This process involves examining 6 key elements: trigger, opinions, experience, the urge to act, the expression of anger, final results. The first 3 components can directly lead to that impulsive urge to act, often resulting in angry outbursts or various outcomes, some positive, others negative. Identifying the initial triggering event is essential. Trigger often arise from everyday situations such as disagreements, feelings of disrespect, or challenges that arise from conflicting ideas or actions. Situations invoking tension, perceived threats, unfairness, or loss can spark anger. It's common to get upset about similar relationships, and if controlling your anger is a struggle, you might be reacting to scenarios that affect many others. Recognizing what enrages you can help pinpoint the beginning of a troubling rage cycle. Various scenarios and the behavior of others can fuel feelings of anger. The common causes of anger: negative behavior of others. One of the most frequent causes of anger is witnessing unwanted or unexpected negative behavior from someone you care about. This can include feelings of ignorance, disrespect, or rejection, such as when your ideas are dismissed or your efforts go unappreciated. For example, he doesn't value my suggestions. She does whatever she likes. He didn't agree with my sales plan. After one spent hours finding her gift, she called me inconsiderate. You may find that you often direct your anger towards those you care about, including family, friends, or co-workers. Inanimate objects. Sometimes anger can be directed at non-living things. You might feel furious if your computer crashes, your gaming console malfunctions, or your phone stops working. It's common to lash out at objects, and many people later feel foolish for their reactions. For some, damaging property in anger can become a serious issue. Personal attitude. You can also become angry at yourself for making mistakes or regrettable decisions. This self-directed anger often leads to feelings of guilt, shame, or sadness. Extenuating situations. Traumatic events can trigger intense rage experience, such as physical or sexual attacks, robberies, serious illnesses, or the sudden loss of a loved one due to negligence can leave lasting emotional scars. Unpredictable events can lead to profound rage and thoughts of vengeance. Memories. Often, anger springs from troubling memories, particularly those involving past abuse, neglect, or unfair treatment. Such feelings can resurface, either from recent experiences or memories from childhood, and may stem from situations like favoritism from a parent. Anger is a complex emotion with deep-seated effects. Understanding its triggers and patterns can be a vital step toward personal growth and emotional well-being. By recognizing the roots of your anger, You can work toward more constructive reactions and healthier relationships. A manager irritates me. My wife causes me to be angry with her. The problem with these thoughts is that they hold your mind to the other guy. He or she is the one who has done wrong and is the object of your indignation, while you are the one who is righteous. They won't help you in examining the true causes and effects of your indignation, nor will they contribute to improvement. The belief is that other people are the primary source of our anger. The concept is called the big blunder. People who are angry and blame others for their feelings are not concerned with their own behaviour. They waste their lives blaming others. If other people are at fault and the source of your rage, why should you improve? You can believe that holding on to your resentment is good if you focus on other people's wrongdoings, no matter how moral, proper, warranted, excusable. It will rarely result in positive changes in others. You will continue to be in distress. The mistake of concentrating solely on other people's bad actions eliminates any willingness on your part to learn how to react differently so that you can be valued. It's successful in the world without being frustrated. Your uncertainty about changing. On the other side, you might be aware of the personal costs and suffering that come with your indignation. You may have valid explanations for continuing to be angry. It's not uncommon to have differing feelings about your anger. State of ambivalence is when you have opposing feelings about something. This form of wavering is natural when you first consider changing long-standing actions, feelings, or circumstances. We've seen ambivalence and indecisiveness in people dealing with a variety of issues as psychologists. Consider your own motives on both sides of the question. Should one deal with my anger? Make a long-term decision based on what's best for you. Look at the situation more closely. Until you understand your ambivalence about reducing your rage, you won't have a clear idea of where you stand. Rage has advantages and there are reasons to remain angry rather than change. There are comments from people we've collaborated with. It's nice to let off steam. When one let it go, one feel better. Others will walk over me if one don't get angry. Anger helps me in obtaining what one wants. Use my indignation when other people treat me badly. Anger is a way of letting someone know that they shouldn't mess with me. Don't know what else one should feel when people treat me badly. Why rage is justified. Anger gives me a sense of strength, which one enjoy. When one angry, one give people what they deserve. If you want to alter your behaviour or reduce your rage, there are several reasons to focus on anger management. Any of the following may be of interest to you. Your effectiveness at work. Closer links with extended family members. You want less chaos in your life? Saving your marriage. There is a chance of having issues with the criminal justice system. Consider how much your anger is costing you. Don't just think of your most recent rage issues. Take into account the long-term effects you've seen. The negative aspects of how you behave when you're upset can be reasons to improve. Is it necessary for you to change? After you've identified your views on both sides of the problem, it's time to think about how important progress is. As you think about the question, be thoughtful. It is possible that others have already expressed their displeasure with you. They claim that it pushes them away, makes them feel insecure. It can be a problem at work and in social relationships. It's interesting to think about what others have to say, but your point of view is the most important. Consider how much you get upset, how violent your responses are, and how long your anger lasts to help direct your thought. Take the reactions to any big issues into account. If your frustration is generating the outcomes you want, pay attention. Examine both the immediate and long-term consequences of your anger, not just on yourself, but also on others. Do you think that rage is helpful? If you're not sure, remember that motivation to improve isn't always there. It ebbs and flows instead. Even though you aren't able to work on your frustration right now, you might feel differently later. to reinforce your own reasons for the change. Answer the question, why did one place such a high value on change? Your answer will most likely reveal a simple reason for your ranking. It is important to remember that finishing the book and working through the exercises is consistent with what is essential in life. As you read through each chapter, keep in mind your self-improvement goals. How change? Ready are you? Why are you doing this now? You may understand the importance of reducing your rage, but you may not believe it's the right time to do it. Some people have told us that they aren't ready to work on their frustration because they don't think they have enough time or resources to do so. Both of us agree that timing is crucial. It may not be a good idea to use this book if you have a lot of responsibilities. Sometimes circumstances are not ideal. You might be telling yourself that you should focus on anger management. It is easier to avoid problems on the surface. In the long run, avoiding problems makes life more complicated. It takes less energy and effort to handle your life with your angry ways, not to mention the confusion that results. Procrastination is normal. We're all guilty of procrastination. The good news is that the reasons for dealing with an issue always outweigh the arguments for avoiding it. People finally take the steps necessary to improve their lives. Take a shift before the effects of your actions cause major problems in your life. There is often a realization that there is an issue that leads to change. It's likely that you haven't caused major damage or misery yet. Your anger doesn't seem to be a major issue. While you haven't been promoted at work, your marriage is still going strong, and you haven't been fired either. Your friends may still be around, but they've become distant acquaintances. Maybe you're blaming your children's issues on their school or their friends, rather than considering your own role in the situation. Your response shows the kinds of losses that are important to you and can affect your decision to focus on anger management. You have to decide whether this is the right time.